picked up flush draws. Grohmann better hope he doesn't make a flush.
Yes.
Check a bet.
10 on the turn.
They both have an inside straight draw as well.
That's 6,000.
6,000 from Phil Ivey.
Ivey needs Grohmann's jack, and Grohmann needs Ivey's queen. They're hoping to... Oh, and look at this. The nut flush for Phil Ivey. Grohmann has a flush too, and there's only one flush that can beat him, and Ivey's got it.
Yep.
That's 20,000.
And he bets 20,000 into Grohmann. Really puts the pressure on him. Grohmann going all in.
Now, it's not an instant call for Phil Ivey because although he has the nut flush, he doesn't have the nut hand. The nut hand here would be aces full. Or, in fact, 4 aces. But practically speaking, it's not out of the question that Grohmann could have an ace-3, an ace-10, an ace-king here. Unlikely, given what has happened before, but not out of the question. So Phil Ivey wants to think about this before he puts in the rest of the chips. It's a tough decision. Nut flush is real tough to lay down, but there is the full house possibility. And it sort of becomes a math game here. Phil Ivey only needs to put in another 36,000, and he's going to call, and he's going to be happy.
He is, and he is going to be happy. And Grohmann, of course, is going to have to walk. Oh, how'd that feel? Well, there's the picture telling 1,000 words on both sides. So Dan Grohmann can only look down and think about wouldas and couldas and shouldas because he is gone from this competition. A little tough to get up and walk after that kind of beat, but he shakes hands. Phil Ivey does not change expression. They come and they go in the world of Phil Ivey, and in this case, Dan Grohmann is gone. And we'll take a walk as well. This is the PartyPoker.net Aussie Millions. Welcome back to the PartyPoker.net Aussie Millions. You know, when we had a chance to visit the Crown Casino back in January of 2006, we got a little taste of Japan as we went to Koko, one of Melbourne's finest teppanyaki restaurants. With dining rooms overlooking the Yarra River and the Melbourne skyline, Koko provides a dramatic setting for its authentic and refined Japanese culinary experience. Located on the 3rd level of the Crown Towers, Breeze's proximity to the spa and swimming pool makes it the perfect place to settle in for a relaxing lunch or dinner, featuring Melbourne's finest seafood infused with French provincial flavors. Breeze's provides a light, warm, breezy dining experience. I felt breezy when we were there, didn't you?
You know, I don't think you've really lived until you've had grilled kangaroo.
I think that's absolutely true. You got to keep it on the plate, though. You know, it's moving around, you know. A lot of kangaroos down here.
Great dining, great cosmopolitan city Melbourne is. Great golf.
Great city, great country, great folks.
And great poker tournament, the Aussie Millions.
Well, Kenneth James says, all right.
2s and 3s
This is a blind versus blind battle. Kathy Liebert in the big blind will have position on Kenneth James, although James does have the better hand before the flop.
King 10-8 on the flop, so James pairs up.
I think you're bluffing, but I don't think I can beat a bluff.
That's good news for me.
That would be.
I can beat that.
And Kathy Liebert says goodbye. And Kenneth James will take down this spot. Kenneth James, a guy, of course, who has been around the poker track, so to speak. One of the better players around, always seems to be in the hunt in every big tournament. And this one, of course, is no exception. Over $1 million in tournament winnings just in the last year and change. Kenneth James, he's a player.
You know, it's always exciting playing poker against the greats. I started the day overall in the tournament 4th in chips with nearly 100 players left. So I expected to come into a table as chip leader. And I found myself actually on my table 2nd in chips, and with Phil Ivey and with Kathy Liebert. This game presents its challenges. To win this tournament, you know, I finished 3rd in 2003 to Tony Bloom in this tournament. And ever since, there's been just a little bit of bitterness there. So to just be presented with another opportunity, a second chance, is fantastic. And I'm just hoping this time I don't blow it.
In a no-limit hold'em tournament, Barry,
We're not gonna make
one
it.
often doesn't get a second chance. The nature of this game is one cataclysmic error and you are done. There is no coming back. Kenna James has waited 3 years to get another shot at taking down the championship, and he's going to try to make the most of it.
Tomorrow's what?
I'm all in.
Davis going all in here
Tomorrow's the
with a
17th?
queen jack.
Not a mighty hand, but he really can't afford to wait for his chip stack to get even lower. And boy, if he gets called here by the big stack, Kenna James, Davis is not going to like
I'm
it.
stepping out. I'm gambling once again. You know me. Gamble, gamble,
I'm gonna go to
gamble.
the
28 what?
That won't be good.
How much is it now?
28,200 in total.
28,200.
Davis is praying that Kenna James is a small pair.
You bet.
Unfortunately, now Mr. Davis is looking for a jack or running cards for a straight or flush.
I guess one of them.
Yep. Another heart.
Is there any black cards in the
Mr.
deck?
Davis can stick around. Oh, he got the jack.
Yep. That's what it is. 2 pair.
Does Davis realize he's won the hand? Yes. He's not getting up out of his chair.
Wow. Where you gonna get moved to?
That says it all. And it does force a smile from Davis, who was very impassive. Kenna James finishes second. Not a good place to be in this game.
Look at that in my head.
Feel like the Larry game?
Put me on a different table.
Little bonus coverage now as Joe Hashem, World Series of Poker champion, is all in against Kevin O'Leary.
2 cards to come. Hashem a big favorite. Ace or king for O'Leary.
Doesn't get it, and Hashem a hunt for his brother Tony.
Kevin, he's still in. Kevin, he's still in.
I believe Joe might.
I think he's still in.
Joe may be the short stack.
He will continue in action here. We will too, but we're going to jump off the track right now. We're coming back to Melbourne right after this. The PartyPoker.net Aussie Millions are brought to you tonight by PartyPoker.net, the world's largest poker school.
I have 20 million people think I wear a toupee. I don't have this hat on.
Well, if only our ratings were that high.
Yeah, that's right. And he's the only guy in the world that's gotten Phil Ivey to smile twice at a table in a single night. I'll tell you that.
That's an accomplishment.
Pick up the wrong one?
I think so.
Queen deuce for fit. He's going to get rid of that. Ivey tosses away the queen 6. Davis taking a long look. Not too pleased with that. Here comes Kenna.
Nice. I wouldn't trust him.
Plum in the big blind. Cool. Looks down and finds pocket
I don't
eights.
blame you. I'd call 2 if I had your hand. You got to call me. I mean, how strong is that? How can it be a 3 out?
You know, Plum could have raised there, Barry, but he wants to see a flop with that middle pair.